Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the program. Today, I am, of course, RJ City, and I happen to be in my underwear, as you will see in a little bit. And furthermore, I am making coffee in the underwear today. Look, the chat is popping. Hello, Brandon says good morning. One SP fan club says like and shared. God bless you. Justin Duke says Orange Diesel. Yes, she was streaming earlier on her channel playing the games. Assassin's Creed, and I announced on the show that I would be wearing these. They're Orange Diesel. They're very hip. I enjoy the low cut. This is like as long as they go. That's not that bad at all. That's manageable. Otherwise, I feel like I'm wearing shorts. I like them. It's a blue and it's an orange, or maybe it's a. No, I don't think it's a tangerine. Does anyone like a tangerine? When was the last time you had a clementine? Let me know in the comments. Jamie says, "Hey guys." Jamie says, "Hey, RJ City." And that's so sweet of you to say, Jamie, because you already said hey to the guys, and I'm more than just a guy to you. So from the bottom of my heart, hey. Queen's Army says hello. William Finn says, good morning, RJ. Hope Al. Jason says, good morning. Oh, no, William Finn says, I hope all is okay with you. Man, I guess, relatively speaking, in the grand scheme of things, sure. The past month, like today, not bad. Past 2 months, has it been good for anyone? Has anyone had a good time? Bill says good morning to all and RJ, because I'm not all. Aaron says good morning. Eric says, RJ, get naked. I am under my underwear. Charles Dempsey Brown said, can't believe I made it live today, and I'm so proud of you, Charles. Nels New York says, good morning. Also good morning. David Arquette said, is this thing on? Which is what they're going to put on his tombstone. That should be the title of his book. Is this thing on? Is this book on? Dave said, those undies don't leave much to the imagination. Well, not if you're trying to imagine underwear. They're pretty clearly underwear, Dave. Nils New York said, I joined Jessamine Duke's stream. A little late, but I still enjoyed it. I've switched notifications on for next time. Well, look at you getting on top of things. Eric said, RJ, you talk fruity. Well, I love a good clementine when you're forced to. When I said good evening, RJ said good evening to you and good morning to me. Body Slammer said I was at the grocery store and I was lucky the line was not too bad. Got back in time for this insanity. You know, the grocery store I've been going to is not that bad at all. It's never that busy. Maybe it's just a bad grocery store. Parnell says, I love clementines. I have a bunch in my kitchen right now. And what do? You just roll around in them and you toss them like coins and you say, look at all these clementines. Eat them. It's what they're meant for. Sabrina says, good morning. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Is everyone worried about me? David said, have you run out of aloe vera yet? Almost. I have multiple bottles, including the one that's still in your guest house shower. Thank you for leaving it there for my inevitable return 8 years from now. It's hard to get the aloe vera. I don't know why. It's such a miracle gel that I don't know why not everyone is carrying it. Sometimes they'll just put it in other stuff. Creams, body washes, like a suntan lotion, that kind of thing. I just want the straight aloe. Why are you putting it in? It's the main thing. Clarence Pryor said, RJ, I wish there's some way you can get Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood on your next episode via video. I'm still trying to help you. Thank you, Clarence. I'm sure I'll get it done in person one day. I want to just talk to the people right now. Hey, Val Pancakes, and happy birthday again. Oh, if it is Val Pancakes' birthday, well, happy birthday to Val. Happy birthday to Madam Pancakes. David Arquette said, Charlie and I have been dissecting tangerines during lockdown. And also, I'd like to congratulate your young boy, Charlie, on losing his first tooth. The last time I was there, it was wiggling out, and I told him, stay the course. He was very eager, and now it's finally out. And it'll be amazing when he's older and he's a senior, and then they all fall out. And he goes, I wanted this, and now it's here, and this is the sad trajectory of life. Lauren said, good morning. I missed the underwear showing. Well, Lauren, this one is for you. They are orange, or dare I say tangerine. Well, they're not tangerine. They're orange. Tangerine, I think, is a little lighter, and blue. Very sweet. Oh, Bill, that's very sweet of you. How about to start the show off? Here's a $5 song request from Bill. How about the theme from Three's Company? Come and knock on our door, come and knock on our door. Take a step that is new, take a step that is new. See a lovable space that needs your face. Three's Company too. Come and dance on our floor, come and dance on our floor. Take a step that is new, take a step that is new. Jason needs your face. Three's Company too. You'll see that laughter is calling and laughter is calling for you. Down in our rendezvous. Three's Company too. That was a theme from Three's Company. Thank you, Bill. Good suggestion. And I feel like John Ritter and I'm riding a bike on the boardwalk and I've fallen and I've hurt myself, but I turn to the camera and laugh anyway. Wit on Wheels says, hi, City. First time here. I'm excited. So am I. David said, yes, the tooth is going to Danhausen. So Charlie, David's son, will be donating his tooth, as we all should, to the wonderful tooth collector himself, Danhausen. By the way, I'm making Lavazzo Classica rich and full-bodied. It's a medium roast. I got it at said allegedly bad supermarket. Since 1895, the Lavazza family has been voted the pursuit of coffee perfection. True Italian coffee taste, our passion, your pleasure. Well, let's get scooping because I feel like the water is on. Trying to move this along as quickly as possible. Keep things moving. You know, it's a tragic thing what happened with Three's Company. It's all with the casting. Suzanne Summers left and then got replaced, and then they forced Norman out, and then they replaced him with Don Knotts, and they couldn't come back, and then, you know, then John ended up leaving and had that other spinoff, which was horrible. Three's a Crowd, whatever the hell it is. Two's a Crowd. That's terrible. What a shame. Oh, David sent a lovely tribute, a blue tribute, a royal blue tribute, and said that was from the Tooth Fairy. And I like to say, and in many ways, Danhausen is our Tooth Fairy now. Only we give him money, and he takes our teeth. Ty says, hi, RJ. I say, hi, Ty. Niels in New York said, I love Sundays. My coffee is brewing and smells lovely, and RJ is singing. Niels, do let me know what you're brewing. Lauren said, my 6-year-old son loves my underwear. Okay. Thanks for the re-showing, and he now danced to you singing. Well, that is so sweet, Lauren. I'm so glad this is a nice mother and child reunion. It's another Paul Simon song, I know. Dave Muscarella said, what's the going rate for teeth these days? Are tooth fairies hurting the current economy? I feel like an adult tooth would be worth more coveted because they don't fall out as often as a kid's tooth. You know, with a kid, you're like, I give it a couple years. It's going to come out anyway. What's the big deal? I would say at least 1.5 times more would be the price of an adult tooth to a child's tooth. I'm just ballparking it. I don't have that. I only have recreational experience in the tooth market. Jordan Patrick said the Tooth Fairy would be a good comeback gimmick for you, RJ. I don't need we're all coming back. It's not just me. Jamie Connell sent a lovely goldenrod tribute. Do you remember they used to say goldenrod paper in school would be that paper that was that color? Thank you, Jamie. It's very sweet. Nell said, David, you have the WWE fans buzzing with your tweet to Liv Morgan. Yeah, let's keep plugging David's work. Speaking of, we can plug a work that me and David are in, is his documentary, You Cannot Kill David Arquette. And they documented how I carried him for years, and then they cut me out of it pretty much. But my name is on the thing if you watch the credits, if you stay there for another 13 minutes. And it'll come out at an indeterminate time, but it is coming out. Yes, said Charles. Yes, David knows your real value. David Arquette says that was from Danhausen. You already said that. Tom said, oh, David sent a lovely, oh, look, it's the same color as my underwear, David. Look at how nice this is. Isn't this fortuitous? And he says gold. He's a real animator, this guy, a real artist. David also has a bevy of marionettes at home that he does fun shows with. Eric said, eggs and chicken. Thank you. Neil said, Jamie, pick a song. David said that was from Greg Valentine. And you know what? Just for that, I am going to sing you a song, even though you didn't suggest one. My funny Valentine, Greg the Hammer Valentine, you make me smile from my heart. Don't change your hair for me, not if you care for me. Stay, Hammer Valentine, stay. Each day is Greg the Hammer Valentine's Day. Kiana said, get a room, you two. We're trying. There's a lockdown. Dave said, is there any occupation that wrestling hasn't tapped into for gimmicks? Like, has there ever been a wrestling taxidermist? I'm sure it's been threatened. I don't know if he's done it professionally. Recreationally, yes. Wrestlers seem to have a lot of hobbies they like to threaten people with. Maybe a grill master, maybe a chef. You don't see that many chefs in wrestling. That would be a good gimmick. Charles said, Arquette is expecting something for his 20. I just sang a wonderful song. David said, that's my favorite song, the Chet Baker version. Well, that's sweet. Sinatra has a decent version. And also, Peter Boyle sang it when he hosted one of the first season of Saturday Night Live. Dave Mascarella said, all these donations to David Arquette making up for that time he didn't pay his share of the dinner tab. He will never, you have no idea how expensive the crab legs actually were. David sending another one that's also the same. Every time you send this color, it behooves me to show them. I think this is important. Thank you, David. That's very sweet. And he said, thanks for being you. And I'd like to thank you for being you, even though I'm still not really sold on the concept of yourself. H2 Ocean said, is this an Arquette RJ money laundering scheme? Oh, hold on one sec. The water is a-boiling. Sean Flagstaff sent a lovely teal donation. RJ, I started Glow yesterday. Do you have a favorite member of that cast or maybe the original roster? I do. Also, hello, David. Try not to disconnect us. Thank you, Sean. I do. As I pour this water, I saw the Glow documentary years ago, and then I fell in love with this delightful gal, and her name is Matilda the Hun, or Queen Kong, and I think her name is Queenie Booer is her name on Facebook. She was the big heel in the early Glow days, and I was very, very much a fan of hers. And I added her on Facebook, and we talked a lot, and I actually met her at a film premiere in LA, and it was the same premiere where I slapped David in the face. So everything comes full circle. She's my favorite. I do like, of course, Awesome Kong is adorable, but Mark Maron does a real good job as a scumbag promoter with a heart, except I don't relate to the heart part. David said it's because of Mark fucking Ruffalo. Yeah, that guy ought to be ashamed of himself. Let me put it out there. That guy doesn't have the balls to come on my side. I'm calling you out, Mark Ruffalo. You want to be a big shot? You want to talk tough about people? Come on my stream. Comment. Let's see if you can handle it. I'm mouth to typing. You can't handle it because you're not a very good person. I'll say it. I'll say it. You're not a good person. And you're going to get what's coming to you. It's going to what goes around. And if it's going around because of you, it's going to come back around, my friend. Charles Dempsey Brown said, David Arquette is liking you in front of all of us. He has nerves, sir. Spot Center said, what did Fanny Flagg do other than game shows, said Spot Center. Well, she actually wrote a series of books, and she's still writing them. She's still alive. I think she lives in Texas or Arkansas or something like that. David, if she lives in Arkansas, I think we should try to find Fanny Flagg. David said, do you know Orange-Colored Sky? No, I know Tangerine, she is standing there. Only you need the moon or under the sun. Tangerine. My heart belongs to Tangerine. That's from the Lawrence Welk show. Jordan says, does David ask you to cash app all his money back to him? It goes through a fund. He gives it to me in a big check at the end of the day, and you're not really supposed to cash it. Niels New York said, I love hating Mark Ruffalo. It's the only thing that's brought us together. Jamie said, my local promotion needs to book you here in Scotland. Ha ha. It's not, don't laugh. Tell them to, and they'll do it. Once we all stop going through this horrible thing, which will take 20 years. BG East said, you and B. Arthur versus me and Madeline Kahn. I never thought I would meet a fellow pro wrestler who loves Madeline Kahn as much as I do. Well, isn't that serendipitous? Do you know an episode of Oh, Madeline involved pro wrestling? You know what? I have heard of that. I have not seen it. I need to see it. I think it's very, very important that I do. So I'm going to look it up today. Thank you for reminding me. Leo said, has Jim Cornette blocked you? Jim Cornette has not blocked me, even after I told him horrible things, and he had said horrible things back. And then he blocked my tag team partner, Gregory Iron. And I thought, well, for sure I must be blocked. It's got to be the same reason, you know. Greg does horrible things, but I often do horrible things with him. So you feel, and then I look and I'm not blocked, and I'm like, I think I'm not trying to get him to, but I think he does. I think he has a crush on me. Dave Muscarella said, have you ever met Jennifer Love Hewitt? She was the best part of Scream. I've not, but maybe someone else in the chat has. Someone named David. I will cede that question to him. Nils New York said, why are Kansas and Arkansas pronounced so differently? I had a teacher in grade 8, and she called Arkansas Arkansas. And we all went, what is wrong with this woman? But phonetically looking back, I understand her position, and I want to apologize. Jamie said, I did. I tweeted them last week. Well, keep tweeting, Jamie. Stay the course. Grillmaster said, how do you feel about being Empire State Wrestling Tag Team Champions with Greg Irons? Well, it's just one iron. It's not multiple irons. I mean, it's not an ironing board. I like it, especially considering we continue to be the champions because we're not defending them. Nails in New York said he's blocked by Trump. He's winning at Twitter. That's true. If I have to be blocked by somebody, he was a good person to be blocked by. BG East. Oh, H2 Ocean has a lovely turquoise donation, but it's a red cup. It's a pear, and it's shoving a red cup in my face. Is he drinking blood? Is he drinking wine? It's supposed to be a very fit pear. I wonder what he's doing. There's a lot of tannins in it. David said, yes, he's met Jennifer Love Hewitt. You heard it here first. Val Pancake said, to be fair, how could a human not have a bit of a crush on RJ? I don't... Ask Mark Ruffalo. Bill Alexander said, love the wrestling episode of Laverne and Shirley. If you and David were to recreate the show, who would play Laverne and who would play Shirley? I think we've already determined before this that we're more Lenny and Squiggy. I won't say who's who. Spot Center said, I was crushed when Jack Sue of the Barney Miller fame passed away. The Hash Brownies episode is classic. Mushy, mushy. I don't think we can say that anymore. Charles Dempsey Brown said, will you show some respect? You should be addressing him as Mr. Arquette. Yes, Mr. and not MR, M-I-S-T-E-R. That's the way I prefer it. Nils New York said, still obsessed with the Gregory Iron death match. Yes, it's on YouTube if you want to see me and Gregory Iron die in a wrestling ring. Dave Muscarella sent a lovely sweet tribute, and the pair is still drinking wine and shoving it in my face. The pair has really hit the skids. The pair's been out of work for a while, and the pair is now drinking wine out of a coffee cup. David Arquette said, could you defend the tag team championships against Arquette City? Well, no, I can't defend them against Arquette City because then I would be on both teams. Actually, maybe I could. I'll just hang out on the apron and you fight Craig. This works for me. Terry said, this is a message for David. Let me be the messenger. Let me be the bellboy. I was enthused when you and RJ started working. Then I just found out you worked with one of my old buds, Clarence, on the Memphis Fire show. You find the best people to work with. That's very sweet, Terry. Sean said, Brickhouse, I watched it after the first Asked RJ, and it's so damn good. You're talking about my deathmatch. I understand now. Rafael Antonio Cabrero said, of course, RJ is crush-worthy. That's a great... I have a crush on your name, good sir. Eric said, gonna follow that Greg Iron. You should. He has a nice podcast, too. He's talking about some fun stuff. Dave, that pear is still just shoving this drink in my face. It makes me want to... maybe I should start pressing the coffee. David put up applauding hands, or maybe they're praying and they're just fat, or maybe he needs to wash them. I'm not quite sure. Nels New York said, you should, Eric. Great podcast, too. Oh, yeah, I was on an episode of Gregory Iron Show, and we talked about David also. Eric said, do you bleed a lot? Only in my heart. Arn 3444 said, shout out to Justman for shouting you out, and I'm shouting you out for shouting out the shout out of the shout out. Well done. Let's get pressing, and let's clear our heads today. Let's stop thinking about the Mark Ruffalos of the world and what disgusting, wretched, ignorant, bullish people they can be. We're happy now. See, we're stuck. Okay, we're peaceful. We're peaceful people. We're nice people. Grillmaster said, David Arquette owes ESW a visit, and that Iron City versus Arquette City match would be amazing as a return to wrestling. We have to dip our toes in. Jasmine said, everyone is shouting. Dave Muscarella said, wrestling has death matches, but no birth matches. Why is that? That's for sure. I would like a nice conception match myself, Dave. Nails New York said, the bleeding heart comment is why people always ask if you're okay, RJ. Fair enough, Nails. Fair enough. Eric said you wouldn't be able to hold both tag ropes. I have very long arms. There we go. This is going to be a nice one. I can feel it. Maybe I missed if you replied already, said Jason. But will you have coffee mug merch available soon? I checked your Pro Wrestling Tees page, but I didn't see any. Well, Pro Wrestling Tees mainly only sells T-shirts. But I will say, to my knowledge, and I guess I can announce it softly here, the people at High Spot are putting together a subscription box. And one of the items may be an RJ City mug. I don't have all the information right now, but hang tight. Mugs are really a pain to figure out the price point. Like, I want a good one. I just don't want to put my logo on something and then be like, meh. And then also, I thought to myself, I'm going to have to like lug them to all these indie shows. So I'm thinking of other ones. But for right now, there is one that will be brewing over at High Spot. So stay the course. Sabrina says, trying to watch your live stream while babysitting my niece and nephew. Shit is hard, but have a great day. Thank you for being a role model aunt, Sabrina. Thanks for being a real Aunt Brina. We're all very proud of you. Shattered Soul said, how many Clydesdales does it take to tear off your face? Only David Arquette knows. And that's a reference to a wonderful movie, Citizen Kane. Leo Montfort said, is Mr. Anderson really as angry as he is in the trailer for the DA doc? No, because he likes me. Bill Alexander said, so during your travels around the world, once things return to normal, is there one part of the world you want to visit? Most interesting place David took you to? What was the most interesting place we went? Oh, I would say that casino in Minnesota was in terms of interesting, it was very interesting. I'd like to go to Texas because we were supposed to go for South by Southwest, and then we can't. And now it is you ever see your body was all set for something? Your body's like, okay, we're going to Texas, and then it's not. And then your body's like, are we still going? I'm not quite sure, even though it's been like a couple months. David said he'd have to go from top rope to rope. Enigma, great name, a Golden Rob tribute. Said we almost had a conception match with Edge and Lita's live sex show. Also, if these underwear were a wrestling pay-per-view, they'd be hog wild. Well, I'll guess maybe I should make some bacon later. Thank you, Mr. Enigma. Jeff said, does RJ City believe in second chances in relationships? Yeah, but don't hold your breath. You gotta, if the second chance blows, you gotta like, all right. You have to go in very cold, matter-of-factly, you know. You got a good chance. The first chance is a good chance. Any relationship is just based on chance. So to blow two is quite exceptional. Rob said, what did I miss? Well, you did not miss David sending a nice little teal tribute with two hands. I think it's a man and a woman slapping hands. Oh, that's us tagging, he said. And one of us has pink painted nails, and I'm going to assume that's me. And the other one seems to be wearing a gold watch. And this has a red palm. I think that's you. I think you have some sort of disease. You should get it checked out. You know, I was thinking, like, when we come back now, like, you can't, nobody's going to be shaking hands. And, like, nobody's going to be hugging. But then the people you want to hug, you want to let them know that you want to hug them. So you're going to have to go, like, you need that. And then the best part is, though, you can pretend like you wanted to hug people that you didn't want to hug. And you don't have to actually hug them. You can be like, I really wanted to hug you right now. And then if they go to hug you, say, what are you, out of your mind? And you hit an alarm, like the lunk alarm at Planet Fitness. Nelson York said, David, Mrs. RJ. Jessamine says, who's got painted fingernails and who's got a red hand? Well, I've just explained that. Thank you for joining us. Dave Muscarella said, does wrestling in what basically amounts to underwear ever feel normal? Well, when I wrestle, I have underwear underneath my underwear. So I'm more dressed than it would seem. And it does feel normal. It's nice. You come out there and you're like, well, this is it. Can't really make any adjustments. This is who I am. Let's get on with the show. So it's very freeing in that sense. Nils New York said, all these donations and no songs? Maybe people want a spoken word tour. What can I say? Jeff said, can we get a video of RJ City reading the kid's book, Brenda's Beaver Needs a Barber? I don't think that's a kid's book at all. And I say, let it grow. Eric said, David, you'd look good with painted nails. You guys should match. Ty said, hug the good people anyway. Ty, there's no hugging at all anymore. It just shouldn't happen. Even if you want to, you have to go, I'd love to hug you right now. That's the new hug. I wish I could hug you. Enigma said, in the wake of COVID-19, tag partners should have to bump elbows instead of touching hands now. My favorite thing with Greg is that I'll reach out my hand to make the tag, and it'll be the wrong hand for him, and he'll get all mad at me. I'm sorry. I apologize. He's a sweet fella. David said, can you attempt to start the national anthem, but just not have the energy? Maybe the Duke can be my tag partner in a match. Oh, say. Can you say? Rob McAllister said, if you can't touch hands, how will you tag in a wrestling match? Luchador tag rules are the new norm or not instead, where you can do the elbow bump. You can go foot to foot. You can tag. It doesn't have to be hands. As long as you're holding the tag rope, to my understanding, you can use different body parts. People have tagged my foot before, or my back, or slapped me. Jessamine said, Luchaman lives. This is not a forum for your alter egos. Nails in New York said, what's the name of that team, David? Well, it was Arquette City is the name, which is barely a name. We're just putting our last names together. Dave said, have you ever drank coffee during a match? I did a run-in, and I spit it in a guy's face. And it was gross, because it's not something you want lingering on you. Most people just get away with water. But I should start drinking coffee, and it's going to be very hot. I think it's going to make me itchy, but I can get through it. Val said, I'm a hugger, and I'm coming out of this hugging anybody that will allow me to. Val, that is a mistake. I know it's your birthday, but it's a mistake. You just have to go, really wish I could hug you here. Dave said the national anthem was still better than the DX band, which I covered on my WrestleMania national anthem reviews. Jeff said, will we get a sequel of Ready to Rumble? RJ City can be the heel. Who was really the heel of that? Joe Pantoliano, was that it? Was he the heel, or he was just a scumbag promoter? But so are they all. Terry Brown said, RJ, I'm in the middle of Lord of the Rings binge. You would make a great heel of an elf. Sure, I guess so. Ty said, hugs are great. I'd risk it for the right people. That's a wrong move, Ty. Jessamine said, I think Nails meant tag team for me and David. Should we call ourselves Arketamine? Which sounds like some sort of blood pressure medication. Here are the risks you need to know of. I blew that. I'm sorry. Ask your doctor about Arketamine today. See, I should have went with that. The second choice. There's too much spitting in wrestling, said Nails. I'm hoping that will be over after this place. I did spit a lot, and now I'm like, I can't. It was a real go-to reaction. Charles said, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Okay. Brandon said, I'd love for you to write an essay on how to pin things down. Wrestling pins, pin the tail on the donkey, getting down to brass tacks, all the lapel pins. Nail said, oh my God, Arketamine is so funny. Enigma said the heel of the movie was the studio that produced it. Well done. Bill said, any ideas for your next cartoon? You should do one about meeting David the first time. Actually, one is in the works. So stay tuned. Patrick said, would coughing on someone as a finisher be in bad taste? Yes. Even though when I did old wrestling, there was a woman wrestler named Typhoid Mary, and she would cough on people. And it was very precedent. It was very, very ahead of its time. Rob said, you drink coffee in your underpants? Do you have any other clothes rules for when you drink other beverages like iced tea in a thong? That would get a little cold. That's really what I call sweet tea. Coconut burqa. Coconut burqa is not remotely my demographic, but thank you. Rob said, how long have you been live for this morning? Well, if you look, almost 30 minutes. Sean said, I was in the process of typing up the same Arketamine joke. And I hope you all consult your doctors before buying Arketamine. Ty said Arketamine, but it does sound like a hardcore drug. I went to the club last night, and I had so much Arketamine. Charles MC Brown said, between ding and dong, which are you and which is David? Both of you make a complete ding dong. That and more comedic stylings from Charles Dempsey Brown. Brandon Reddy said, I would love to be the test subject for the trial run of Arketamine, but he said it Arketamine, which makes it look even more like a drug. Nail said, was Typhoid Mary not a real person, a serial killer? She was, but this was also a wrestler. Queen said the other option for Jasmine David is Duquette, which just sounds like a smaller Duke, a smaller baby Duke. H2 Ocean said, how do you keep your teeth so white while also being a coffee aficionado? Great question. Couple things. Mouthwash after every meal. Very important. I like to brush. I also have a lot of whitening gum. I think it's very important. You want to rinse. I think coffee stains take time. So when you're done your coffee, you should rinse. Sometimes if I have to, go out and I'm going to have coffee in my bag, I will have a little travel-sized mouthwash with me. Actually, let's put a little in first. A little taste, and then we'll get back to work. Nils New York said Duquette would be good for a PG show, the Patty Duquette show. Rob said, why are we still shaving body hair if you're not wrestling? Because I like how it looks and feels. Also, there's enough wrestlers with hairy chests that I could wrestle and not shave. Don't we like this? I like it. I shaved yesterday in my face. It's just weird. It just makes me feel, it gives the illusion that I'm doing something important now. Brandon said, more about David's fascination with Sherlock Holmes. Oh, no. Sherlock Holmes is David's Niagara Falls. His slowly I turn step by step. I'll let him explain one day. Ooh, this is good. It's much lighter than I'm used to. This is definitely a medium roast. H2O says, brush your teeth, you say. Friendly takes notes. Body Slammer says, tell us what you drink on Wednesday nights and what to wear. Well, I wear a kimono on Wednesday nights, and I drink a little drink I like to call a lime Ricky Lake, which is just a little lemon and water. Arketamine, says Enigma, sounds like Vegemite vitamin. I can see some quality drunken backstage infomercial segments selling the team Arketamine. A Million Conversation Pieces said, good morning, y'all. Damn, this lockdown has my sleep all jacked up. I think that's not the correct use of the term jacked up, but nevertheless, good morning. Ty said, all before they grow up, they're a Duquette. That's adorable. You're a Duquette, and you used to be a Duquette, and now today, you're a Duke. Nail said, RJ can still groom and look gorgeous even if he's staying home. Rob said, no, stop shaving. Your fetishes are your own business, Rob. David said, please no, and I'm not sure that's what that's referring to. Maybe he's talking to his agent. Eric said, there's not enough hair chest wrestlers. Well, Eric did bring up David Starr, who's quite a hairy fella, but he owns it. Brandon said, I think David would do better as a Father Brown anyway. Terry said, we'll make it better the second time around. Nils New York said, yeah, but the Ricky Lake was red this past week. No, it was not red. It was actually green because I had a little chlorophyll in it. Not to be confused with chlorophyll. Oh, Dave was talking about Sherlock Holmes. He said, please no, in reference to Sherlock Holmes. He had a bad experience. Let's say he never quite solved the case. Nils New York said, yeah, but the Ricky, yeah, okay, we did that already. It's Jason said, will you retire the cigar that was falling apart Wednesday night? Maybe you could replace it with a pipe. I have a pipe, and I've been turning up my house. I've been turning my house upside down just to look for it, and I can't find it, but I will find it. If not, I still think I have at least another week in that cigar. David, I put a clown face, and he's punching the clown, and then the fist is farting. Oh, he's such an enigma. He's a wonderful graffiti artist. More live chat graffiti. From the wonderful David Arquette. Bill said, if you travel to London, England, every second shop sells Sherlock Holmes merch. Every second store, David would be in heaven. Heaven is not the right word. Nail said, wow, yeah, RJ would suit a pipe. I need to get mine. Oh, man, I forgot. I changed my YouTube name because I'm bored. My sisters and I are making YouTube videos. Now it's me, Michelle. That makes sense. A Million Conversation Pieces. Michelle Million. Oh, this is so nice. Well, welcome to you again, or for the first time. BGE said, David Arquette, what do you think about Madeline Kahn in Adventure of Sherlock Holmes' Smarter Brother? The wonderful Gene Wilder picture. Had pretty much the whole Mel Brooks crew. But it was definitely a Gene Wilder vehicle. I thought it was very nice. Oh yeah, sorry. David's graffiti name, let me get this correct, is Someone KGB. So thank you for the great farting fist punching a clown graffiti work, Someone KGB. Jasmine Duke said, I'm not sure I can stomach you eating the cigar for another entire show. It's part of the fun. It's part of the journey, and it's good roughage for my stomach. Bill said, I'm still waiting for the Gene Rayburn, Bob Barker microphone to show up. I'll get it. Stay the course. I have a nice, decent Larry King microphone in the meantime. Nell said, yeah, he does tend to lick the cigar rather than smoke it. Aaron said, that cigar is going to look all curled up like when cartoon character has an exploding stick of dynamite in their mouth. Let me, okay, hold on. Sometimes you forget you're making coffee. Enigma said, RJ could definitely rock a velvet smoking jacket with a pipe that blows bubbles. I'm forever blowing, Rob said. From this last Monday, Channel 5 in the UK has started airing the Golden Girls from the start every lunch weekday, and now I'm going to refuse to leave the house even when the lockdown is lifted. You will leave the house once B leaves to have sex with Leslie Nielsen, I assure you. David said, kids gone bad. That's what KGB means. He's not affiliated with the Russians. I want to make that very clear. Nail said, let's add a monocle to RJ's attire. Jasmine said, I do think he should add the glasses. Yes, I've been wearing glasses in some of my videos. A little Charles Nelson Riley action. Missy said Madeline Kahn was better in Clue. Missy, I heartedly disagree. It may be more popular, but I don't think it's ultimately the better film. David sent a cat doing karate. More punches, more fine graffiti work from someone KGB, which stands for Kids Gone Bad, not affiliated with the Russian mafia at all. Eric said, obligatory year 2000 reference. See, David, people still love your band. I'm going to play some of your music on the show here. All right, let's get to work. I'm going to put a little butter in here, if you don't mind. Yeah. Okay, there we are. That's why. See, usually I have the scissor. I didn't want to go get it because I didn't want you all to see my socks. I'm very insecure. There we go. I'm going to put, oh, okay. There's some butter, and now it's on the floor. And now we're going to pour. There we go, kids. That's nice. Oh, this is going to be a hearty cup. I'm excited. And you are too. I just have a good sense about these things. And now we froth or whatever the hell this is. You know, I've also realized if you leave it in the middle, it'll spill over with all this electronic stirring. So what I've known, in addition to doing short bursts, what you can do, I think it's good to also go in the opposite direction of the way the water's spinning. It counteracts the water, the liquid. I mean, it is water. It's brown water in a sense. There we go. That's better. I think that makes it a little smoother. Just dab it there. You know, I used to dabble in modeling. Okay. Well, here we are. David said, I got that frother too. He got it for his wife, Christina's birthday, and I'm sure she was so thrilled to froth. Or have you froth for her, as a gentleman would often be wont to do. Sean said, that's a Shiba Inu that David used in the emoji. That makes sense. Thank you. Sean said, I'm actually a cartoon dog expert. Brandon said, I don't know if you will get this, but 20th century women authors, FMK, Pauline Kael, Jan Jacobs, Louis J. Kaplan. You know what? In that order. You know how to pick them. Ty said, did someone mention him in glasses? Yes, sometimes I wear glasses. I don't have them on me right now. Let's all relax. I feel like I wore the glasses and everyone liked them so much that I didn't want to put them back on because now I felt like people were saying I was hideous, as is, like now. Do us, Charles MC Brown said, do us a creamsicle twirl before ending, sir. That's what I do every episode, Charles. Get it together. Eric said, butter in coffee. Yes, it's delightful. Terry said, professional entertainer and barista. My favorite wrestler is Dave Barista. Dave the Animal Barista. Leo said, I take my coffee gray with creamium. David put emojis, and I think it's a super soaker or some sort of alien laser gun from the future, but the future according to a TV show in 1960. I loved Lost in Space. I thought it was great. David Arquette said, sing Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Allow me to. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Walking around, bleeding away. Sunday, Bloody Sunday, babe, for you and me. You and me. That was a good friend of mine, an Irish bloke by the name of Beno. William Finn said, Enigma sent a wonderful turquoise donation. He said, which Golden Girl would win a fatal four-way hardcore match? I'm betting Rose finally snaps, channels her pent-up anger, and demolishes them all. I say Rose is the first to go because she was the one who held, to me, the show back. And I think the girls all bonded over not liking her, knowing that she was just very annoying. I think they would all team up and eliminate her first. That would leave Dorothy and Sophia and Blanche. I think Blanche would be the next to go because mother and daughter, you don't want to break up that bond. So I think the finals would be Dorothy and Sophia. This is very exciting. And I think Stan tries to interfere on Dorothy's behalf. It blows up in her face. Sophia wins. I'm good at booking this. Niels New York said, RJ, this is why we ask you if you're okay. Just take the glasses compliment. Eric said, the glasses are okay. I wouldn't wear them every time. Thank you. Charles said, by the way, today's underwear shows you off more than normal. Cut to flatter your build, sir. Very nice to see you, sir. David was applauding my Sunday Bloody Sunday. Nail said, I think Blanche is sneaky. I agree. Bill said, the only thing starting to open up here in Canada are the garden centers. Do I have a free thumb? Well, no, because it was holding a cup of coffee, but I do have a green one. I don't like planting things. I don't like watering things. When I was a kid, I had a Venus flytrap, a small one. I think we got it at like Home Depot or something. And I thought it was Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors, and I thought it was going to come to life. And I had cactus, just like a little, for kids. That was it. And I was like, this will be fun. And then I never followed through. Amateur RJ question. Why don't you like Betty White? It's not that I don't like her. There's a feud. B. Arthur didn't like her for a variety of reasons. Said she was a phony person. And I've decided to carry on the feud in B's memory. David said, I tip him $4.99 for a $5 song, and he doesn't know I'm shortchanging him. You've been shortchanging me for the past 2 years, my friend. If you're Sherlock Holmes, I'm most certainly your Watson by now. Eric said, Celebrity Deathmatch with the Golden Girls brought. Didn't Celebrity Deathmatch come back? Did it come back? I have no idea. Or did they just announce it and then nothing happened? A Million Conversation Pieces says, after seeing your underwear, all I can think of is a punchline. Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? This and more comedic stylings on A Million Conversation Pieces. Michelle Million's YouTube page. Ixa Green said, RJ, I like your style. I don't even know what my Enigma said. Picture it. WrestleMania in Sicily, 1942. Charles Anthony Brown said, and can we ask what color, style, and brand underwear is David Arquette wearing today? That's a good question. David said, this podcast is afoot. What podcast or what foot? I'm not quite sure. Rob said, RJ just had Stan blow in B's face, and on a Sunday morning too. That's the Zbornak way. Emily said, each member of my family is assigned a Golden Girl. That's adorable. Nail said, as an RJ fan, you must also carry on the feud. Hashtag FTBW. Enigma said, B had some questionable taste in men. I don't want to imagine Stan or Leslie. It's such a trajectory to go from Stan, played by the wonderful Herb Edelman, to Leslie Nielsen, who treated her like a queen, but Stan really did love her. Sean said, Jeff said, Cloris Leachman or Charlotte Rae. Cloris Leachman just turned 94. And on that arbitrary criteria, I say Cloris. Sean said, RJ strikes me much more as a Professor Moriarty, especially being a heel. Now we're getting into it. Behind the Gorilla Wrestling Podcast said, a lovely turquoise donation, said, would you be so kind and sing Believe It or Not from The Greatest American Hero? Dun, 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 dun. Look at what's happening to me. I can't believe it myself. Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. Could have been somebody else. Dun, 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 dun. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free, flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. Well, that was delightful. Thank you. Good request. David said, would you ever get a blonde perm? Yes, but not on my head. Enigma said, RJ seems more of a Mrs. Hudson than a Moriarty. We're getting deep into the Sherlock Holmes lore. Bill said, have you seen the Golden Girls theme montage with the DC superheroes? I have. It is very adorable. And some girl just did it herself in quarantine. She reenacted it with all figures. Nail said, the faces are the best. Jessamine Duke said, I only know that song because George Costanza made it his answering machine song. Believe it or not, George isn't at home. Yes. Simon Graves said, speaking of Little Shop of Horrors, could you do a little Suddenly Seymour? I got yelled at last time because I did the full song, but maybe if I do it fast, I can go through the whole thing. Lift up your head, wash off your mascara. Here, take my Kleenex, wipe that lipstick away. Show me a face as clean as the morning. I know things were bad, but now they're okay. Suddenly Seymour is standing beside you. You don't need no makeup, don't have to pretend. Suddenly Seymour is here to provide you with sweet understanding. Seymour's your nobody ever treated me kindly. Daddy left early, Mama was poor. I'd meet a man and I'd follow him blindly. He'd snap his fingers at me. I'd say, sure. Suddenly Seymour, standing beside me. Don't give me orders. He don't condescend. Suddenly Seymour is here to provide me with sweet understanding. Seymour's your tell me this feeling will last till forever. Tell me the bad times have clean washed away. Please understand that it's still strange and frightening for losers like I've been. It's so hard to say. Suddenly Seymour, he purified you. He purified you. Suddenly Seymour, showed me I can. Yes, you can. Learn how to be more the girl that's inside you, with sweet understanding, sweet understanding. Boom, Seymour's your man. That was in record time. I hold the Guinness World Record for singing Suddenly Seymour both parts faster than anyone else. Emily has a wonderful goldenrod request saying, Miami is nice. Could I sing Miami is Nice, which I believe is from the Golden Girls? I have to say what I feel. Miami has so much appeal. A great place to get a seafood meal. Miami. Dun, 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 dun. Miami, you've got style. Blue sky, sunshine, white sand by the mile. Reach samba till morning, then lie on the beach. Deep down, it's wow. Send it to beat the sound longer the mile. Miami, you've got style. Blue sky, sunshine, white sand by the mile. The samba till morning, then lie on the beach. Miami, you've got style. That was a song that what really bothered me about that episode of the Golden Girls was that they just, oh, you wrote this song, and then they all immediately know how to play and sing it and sing in harmony. It was very, very bizarre. I thought it was unrealistic. Aaron said, maybe one morning we could all donate to get the full Little Shop of Horrors one-man show. The only one I don't really know is Mushnik and Son, which of course is not in the movie. It's in the Broadway play. David said, make him stop. Eric said, you're a mess. I was enjoying myself. Charles M. Brown said, I agree, Arquette. Enough already with this one. This is a damn fine song. Bill said, encore. Enigma, Piljoom, 2 cups in red. What? Dear Lord. 2 cups. Oh, I see. Niels New York said 2 cups in and I'm dancing along. Showing there's just a bunch of laughing emojis. Alexa Green said, gosh, have you ever thought about how many songs you know? It's a lot. I mean, there's songs that I certainly don't know, but this is one of them that I do. David said, RJ would really fit on almost an 80s sitcom, especially in the noisy neighbor role. Yeah, perhaps a Mr. Benedict, although he wasn't that noisy. Ty said, the unbroken eye contact, though. That's why you want me to wear the glasses, Ty, is because you're afraid of the intimacy I'm providing you. Nails New York said, wow, all these Team David folks? Really? Say it again, RJ. Enigma said, I'm trying to decide who RJ would be in the Rocky Horror Shadowcast. Rocky or Shadowcast? I'm in on the weekends at midnight. I'm torn between Rocky or Riff Raff. I'd say maybe Rocky. That's because I'm already dressed for it. Eric said, waiting for the RJ Show Tunes Year 2000 crossover. David, why don't you come on the show and sing one of your songs next time? Rockin' away. Emily said, thank you, made my morning. It wasn't for everybody else. That song was for Emily. Rob said, RJ, what are you not ashamed to say? And why would your hat be off? What? Enigma has a very important question. What is Bronson Pinchot up to nowadays? They can reboot Perfect Strangers and have Cousin Larry dead. I think he's doing local theater. And so is Larry. Not local, but a theater. What they're doing right now, I don't know. I tried to tweet them. I heard nothing. David said, I played Frankenfurter, Google away. And everyone should immediately rush. Still leave the song because I need the views. And type Rocky Horror Picture Show David Arquette. And you'll get a look into the performer he could have been. And then when you're there, erase Rocky Horror Picture Show and put David Arquette Sherlock Holmes. He's going to kill me. Neil said, oh, David. Eric said, Enigma, they're not cousins. Oh, yeah, that's right. We're not cousins. Google after, said Neil. Well, you can Google that. Look, it's up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But thank you all for joining me today. It's been a sweet time. Eric said, last thing I want to see in the world, David. No, he did a good job. I'm going to defend this guy. I'm not saying he's going toe-to-toe with Tim Curry, but I think he did a very, very good, serviceable job. Rob said, it's the lyrics to the Golden Girl song. You're not ashamed to say, hope you would always stay this way. What? I still don't understand. Michelle said, what undies are everyone else wearing? I'm wearing light gray and pastel pink pair through the Loom briefs. Ladies, you should get these. Most comfy underwear ever. Sing the Jimmy the King rap from Ready to Rumble. I think our patrons say David Arquette would appreciate it. Okay. I don't even think the last time I saw the movie was with David. I'm Jimmy the King, and I'm here to say I hope things are going to turn out okay. I'm having fun with my friends. It's so much fun. I hope it never ends. I wrestle in the ring because I'm the king. Now you've heard me sing, and here's another thing. In my garden, I have a lot of gnomes. My favorite play is David Arquette's Sherlock Holmes. That was the Jimmy the King rap from Ready to Rumble. And of course, I rap like a children's show explaining what rap is to kids. I rap like you would hear on Bill Nye, they would rap. Leo said, did you ever see the episode of Frasier where the Sandman and RVD guest star? That was crazy, unless I dreamt it. I think you didn't dream it. I think you were tripping, my friend. That's what happened. But continue. Those are good. Dave said, could David Arquette be cast in the sequel to Monster Brawl? Absolutely. He's a monstrosity unto himself. Emily said, I've played Janet and Magenta. I love how this chat is just filled with people. Everyone in this chat at some point was in Rocky Horror Picture Show. Jordan said, Run DMC. I agree. Bill said, thanks, RJ. This is always the best part of our day. Oh my God, have we never had a rap before? Ty said this song is A+++++. David said he's the bestest best wrestler, and I want to say, David, you are the bestest worst wrestler. Nobody is better at being bad than you. You're the greatest worst, or you're the worst greatest, however you want to slice it. Ty said you sound like Christopher Walken trying to rap. Snap, Ty. Oh, we're all having fun now. Behind the Wrestling Podcast said it was a valiant attempt, and that's I need another dose of valiant. Enigma said it sounded like a hybrid of Christopher Walken and William Shatner trying to rap. Can I end the show by saying suckette Arquette? Yes, you can, Michelle. Aaron said very Christopher Walken rap vibes. Sean said I'm a big fan of Big Van Vader's appearance on Boy Meets World. For what it's worth, he made 2 appearances. He was in 2 episodes. Michelle says meant with love, David. Meant with love. You're great. Terry Brown said I think you'd be great in a 3-penny opera. Rob is a big fan of Vader. Nell said he needs to sign off in a Christopher Walken style today. Brandon said, I would like to know if you have any Eastern martial arts. No, just the West. I am westward bound. Fievel goes west. That's the kind of guy I am. Anyway, I would like to thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for participating and singing along with me. And when you do get a chance, do check out David in Sherlock Holmes. It'll be touring very soon. Until then, Godspeed.